Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Can y'all hear me? Swapping over. Pro streamer. Engaged. Oh, let's get I pinged the Discord. Let me turn on the music. We got Vintage Story in the back, as always. Boy, I may be Curb. That's good. Perhaps Curb. Maybe. Who knows? Welcome, everybody. I'm gonna take a moment as people kind of roll in. We just hit that very professional stream schedule time of 11:15 every 2 months. Got my coffee. How's everybody doing? We are going to be working on a brand new area of the RPG that I'm loosely calling Sunrise Canyon. The reason for which you... Oh, look at that. I got like hair now. I look like He-Man. Those luscious locks. My lord. Okay. But yeah, we are working on what I'm calling Sunrise Canyon. Not a geographical name or anything, but I gotta name it something. In the code and stuff, even if we don't have an official lore name for it, we gotta have something. We gotta have something. And that's what we're going with. But why I think it's pretty cool is we're actually using another custom biome. Look at that. We got a fully red sky with orange fog kind of merging with our little sunrise here. We can exit the biome. This is what it looks like normal. And this is what it looks like cool and epic. Okay. Yeah, so we have a little time set up. So time set day. We're probably gonna just trigger it so you're only at this time when you're here. Oh, oops. Man, we're gonna be working over here. We're gonna be texturing up our canyon here. We're gonna be working on a little forest. It's gonna be toy. Ooh, let me show you guys. We are using these custom trees over here that I made to make a sort of dry forest that we haven't really had an area like this anywhere else in the map, which is crazy. The first forest in almost 3 years of development of an RPG. We're breaking new ground here. No forests, no goblins. But yeah, no, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm pretty proud of how these trees turned out. Basically, we wanted it to be super dry. You guys that have been around here for a while know that we've taken a lot of inspiration from areas like Arizona in the United States, just like dry North American deserts sort of deal. And yeah, so we're going to be painting these trees around a bit with Axiom wherever we want, so we can go ahead and open up our goofy, handy little stamp tool. If I just start adding little blueprints here and start painting like that, and it just places all our trees for us, which is pretty cool. But we're not going to do it like that because we don't want to obstruct the sun. So we'd probably do something more like that. Because we're going to probably carve a little pathway through this. I won't spoil too much. But players going to be walking through here with the sort of sunrise kind of cresting the background. And yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time. Just Control C this out of here. What's up, Nick? Yeah, we're just working on a little custom biome here. We're gonna get started in a moment. Did the music stop? No, it's just very quiet. Let me know if you guys can hear the music or not. Everything but Rust. Any Rust enjoyers in the chat? Really fun. Would not recommend. Avoid at all costs. Oh, I want to show you guys a cool little trick we're doing. So we've named this Sunrise Canyon, and part of what we're doing is baking the lighting into the terracotta. So our normal areas are made of just normal terracotta. So if I were to go set up a little teleport command. So if we go to the main canyon, everything's normal terracotta, right? But we're going to bake the lighting into our new little area by using oranges and all these little sunrise colors to kind of blend nicely with our actual sky. It's going to create this cool effect, I think. So if we were to do something like that, because I think what I'm trying to do is connect up the colors with the sky a bit. Sort of like this. So obviously this is all not going to be stone. And it's going to look good. I'm going to try to do something like that. Of course, we need to continue that pattern down this rocky bit here until it transitions into our more foresty, dry sort of surface section. I haven't talked about the reasoning for this area. I haven't decided what I should say and not say, but basically, this is going to be sort of the edge of our main canyon. So our main canyon is pretty deep into the biome, right? This is going to be at the edges of it, where the player is sort of rising to the surface of the canyon, and they're more at just like ground level, right? Because in the main canyon, we've descended into the floor, basically, right? Because normally people at the top of a canyon, they go down. And that's sort of the idea. It's kind of rising up out of it into a surface section where our forest is. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be sick. But yeah, I guess we could go ahead and get started. You have your restraining order of 1 kilometer from us? Yeah, that's fair. I don't blame you. Unless, who's the one with the restraining order? Do we need to be worried about Rust? Do we need to call help for Rust? Yeah, it's going to be sick. All right. Basically, I think what we're going to do to start is we're going to finish out shaping this little rising bit of the canyon. And yeah, basically we're going to get all these blocks down, and then we'll replace the stone with blocks that we actually like. That's what they said. Oh man, that is quite unfortunate. Yeah, there's almost definitely a better way to do this, but if you've been in the stream before, we don't do things the right way. We do things the way that is easy, and we don't have to learn new things. Sometimes. Yeah, I like that. How's everybody feel about Minecraft Live? I'm actually pretty hyped. I was not expecting a guest, a happy guest of all things. That's completely out of left field. But I'm here for it. I think it's really cool that we're gonna have like basically floating platforms. Nick, you gotta chill. This is a Minecraft stream. But yeah, Minecraft little undergrowth. And I think it's gonna be sick. And we're gonna combine it with our custom trees. Look at that. Oh boy. Alright. Yeah, let's keep shaping. I guess I haven't told you guys what this really is. And I'm not sure I want to. Something has to do with the story. Something. You exit from here and you crawl up. There's going to be a fallen tree here that you can cross. And then you cross over here and you can't return to the canyon section. And then you're in the foresty bits. Oh, and we're going to need a house here. We need a house. It's going to be like a little fisherman's cabin and I think a lake. And that's really... This might sound like a lot of things. It might be a lot of things. But that's basically what this whole area is going to be. Most of the game is going to be in our main canyon. But this is for a quick little, like, story section. But yeah. The happy gas feels very much like a Minecraft story mode feature mixed with create mod. Yeah, it's very... I don't even know how to describe it. It's just very different. Very different. And apart from, like, third-party content, like, yeah, like Minecraft story mode, I guess it's not technically third-party, but just, like, other stuff. We haven't really seen anything about the gas that would make us think that gas could be happy. I thought that was just how they were. Every once in a while, I gotta do like a little parkour test. I'm like, there's no way anybody can make that jump, right? But then I know for a fact once I release this to like players like we did in the playtest, they're just gonna break it right away. They're like, yeah, we can do 8 block jumps. What do you mean? No problem. I'm like, what? How? No. Why? Stop. RC games, yeah, it feels a little strange. It feels a little strange. I'm definitely here for the function. I think the like immersive design part of it is gonna be something I'll have to grow on. I don't know. Like, it doesn't feel the most like the other features we have in the game, but yeah, I'm ready to be convinced. I like the function of it, so I think maybe it'll grow on us. Can you control the happy gas movement when riding? I think so. Yeah, I think once you have the harness, you can just kind of steer it. And when you dismount it, it looks like it puts you on its head, and if it has a player on its head, it stays completely still. So you can use it as a floating platform. If it stays completely like that, I'm fucking happy. It's gonna be sick. We can build like floating islands and stuff and have like a platform to help us actually do that. I was talking to some Minecraft buddies, and we were talking about how this makes like doing stuff in the end a lot more accessible, strangely. And funnily enough, you can put water in the end, so you could hatch and like hatch like a happy guest over there, right? Imagine if they added like new end content, like under the islands or something, or like just floating up in the sky. It makes it so much easier to like interact with those things. But that's also just a theory. It's like horse movement, but with up and down. Yeah. Nice, nice. I am pleased. This is gonna be cool. It feels like they're really adding a lot more like social features, which I think works well with Minecraft. Things like goat horns, I think are cool. Just like silly shit to just kind of tinker with, right? What do I even want to do with this little bit here? I think it needs to like kind of curve around. Yeah. I guess that creates a little... But I think that's fine. The players are meant to get right across there anyways. If you're sick, you can go there. Holy... Wow. That's crazy. Alright, let's keep placing. I want to clean up this area. Cause so what this little gorge here is, it's gonna have like a bit of river. Bit of river coming out of it. So yeah, just imagine bits of water. And I want it to sort of disappear into this cliff here. And then possibly come out the other end. Maybe lower. Or maybe just like an implication of it being there. Sort of like, just like we carve a little crevice out. That looks like something sinking towards the river that's underground. I don't know. We'll figure it out. What do y'all think of the new update that dropped today? It was pretty neat. We got a little new details. What's pretty funny is the bushes and the chicken variants and the fireflies and like fallen logs. All that stuff feels like so modded. You know that like classic Minecraft discussion of, oh, this new feature feels so modded. But weirdly, more than anything else, I think the new stuff in this drop really gets me as modded. I'm like, there should not be dry grass in the desert. That's insane. Insanity. I mean, I like it. But it just feels so unvanilla. We've had just like plain biomes kind of full of nothing for so long that now that it's not that, it just feels off. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean there's something there? There shouldn't be something there. Who put something there? Okay, I like that. The top of the cliff on this end is going to be about the same as the other side. It's not too high. We do need to raise this side, though. Let's do a bit of that. There we go. Okay. I do want to add like a little unique rock formation here. Maybe we recess the river into the wall here. Just a tiny bit. And then we add just like a little loop. So like something like here in the center that kind of comes up and joins with this cliff here. And then goes in and around. So we'll kind of extend this here a little bit. And we make just a little fork. So add some sauce. Add some niceness to this river here. I like. Okay. But let's make it look not dog water. Okay, nice. I think it was a good idea. How long is the render distance on the Firefly particle? I have no idea. I imagine it'd be the same or similar to like the other random particles we have going on, like the spore blossom and the cherry falling particles. I could not say for sure though. That's a good question. Oh, you know what? Do a bit of that. Hello, Blockmaster. Welcome. We're placing blocks. Something I'm sure you're familiar with as the as the master. We're talking about Minecraft Live and the new spring drop they just added with all the variants and stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. I think this should maybe go. It needs to look supported, so we need to make sure it's like wide enough. Perhaps go a little outwards. Because basically we're making it look like the river has sort of carved through it, right? Like this was basically part of the cliff section, but it kind of got eroded. Sort of the goal here. Hoy, this is true. Okay, let's make a little wireframe for how we want this to come out. I think something like that. Some people might call this little bit of terraforming a waste of time. I would probably also say that. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I think it adds a bit of character, a bit of sauce. Everybody, what's your favorite sauce for rivers? I like that. Let's bring that up a bit. We still want to be able to see around it, so like you can kind of tell there's a hole here. We don't want to make a hole and then not let the viewer, the player, see that there is a hole. So what's the point of adding the hole? That's a pretty good system. Yeah, like it's pretty easy to get burned out on like taxing projects like this. So when you have another, you can use the other one to procrastinate the other one. And when you want to procrastinate the other one, you go to the other one. That has actually been my technique for years. It's a good method. It's a good method. I like that. Nothing crazy. I think we want that to be a bit smoother. Do we? I don't know. Okay. That needs to be smoother. Okay. Let's make this look a bit better. Yo, Sly, welcome to the stream. We building the RPG. I bet we have a lot of new people in. Let's just talk about what we're doing. Sip of coffee. Let me know if my slurping gets too loud. I'll mute when I do that. But basically, we have the main canyon, which is most of what I've shown in videos and other streams. And what we're working on now is a completely separate area. Most of the game will be in this main canyon. But this is for a semi-short little story beat that I'm going to try not to spoil. And I'm calling it Sunrise Canyon. Basically, we've used another custom biome to change the sky color to red to make it a bit more atmospheric. Being all cool and shit. Hello, Devon. I like your name. And yeah, so we're going to rise out of the canyon. The blue concrete is where we've marked out a river. So this is going to carve through our little section here, like so. And then also probably around here, we just add this little fork here for the fuck of it, for shits and giggles. And yeah, so this is going to carve around here, and the player is going to slowly rise to the top into our new little biome here, which is like a dry forest at the top of the canyon. So everybody kind of knows where most of the game is going to be in the canyon. This little area is at the top. It's going to be a nice little opportunity for us to build a new biome, which is going to be pretty cool. We have our custom trees here that we're going to paint in our forested section. So imagine Let's get our stamp tool. I saved all these trees to blueprints. What we're going to do is basically just be painting these trees like this. And it's going to be a whole little unique little thing that we don't have anywhere else in the game. It's going to be a unique little biome. It's going to be fun. We've applied the custom biomes tech to our grass as well. It's like, I guess kind of similar to Badland Forest grass. Maybe a little browner. But yeah, gonna be sick. Gonna be crazy. I am, however, gonna Control Z all those trees because I don't know if I want them there yet. Oh yeah, and we're also baking the lighting into the sunset canyon, the sunrise canyon. So basically, we have our custom red sky here with the custom biome, right? And we're gonna kind of adjust the color of the canyon, which is normally terracotta, with our colored terracotta to kind of match it up and line it up with the sunrise. And I think it's gonna be pretty cool. So we're gonna do something like that, and then like that. Just making a line here. And then hopefully those lines kind of line up with our sky. It's gonna make a nice little effect. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about color recently. I'm not good at it, but I'm thinking about it. I think it's been working well. The Wolf Valley, I think, turned out very well. And that was sort of my first main little experiment with it in this map here. At least just using custom biomes and trying to be more cognizant of like color with atmosphere and whatnot. I think it's turned out well. I think it's gonna be cool. Let's paint this a bit so we can show better demo of what I'm actually talking about here, because I'm kind of just yapping. Yeah, Slide. Custom biomes are really great. Lately I've been using them for custom grass, sky, water. It can add a lot of control to like a build. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so we have our little gradient here. That I think should be red. Let's do that. And lower that a bit. So players gonna be walking out of here. And yeah, we're kind of just adding a little bit of detail, a little bit of fun, a little bit of sauce. Who knows if this is actually like good or not? We'll see at the end. Luckily, we just have axioms who can repaint over it. If this little foray into color doesn't go well. What's my favorite color? Historically, it's been blue, but as of late, I'm getting into the pinks, the reds, for probably obvious reasons. But yeah, let's keep building. I feel like I've just kind of tricked myself into getting new favorite colors just by being around them. Like I've incepted myself like, oh, it's a cool color. Oh. Yeah, the custom biome like sky colors are going to be really cool. Especially if you're doing like dimensions or just like unique worlds. Having a custom sky color can be really sick. It can be really cool. So I don't want this to be too close to the edge, because I don't want that to be a real jump. So if I want to add shape to the side, I'm going to recess into the wall here instead of extending it, is sort of my thought process right now. My spacebar hasn't really been working lately sometimes. I've been smashing this thing for like 5 years. Maybe 4 years. One more little alcove thing. Nice. I like. The red might be a little dark. Yeah, yeah. I'm hoping to use the red at like the sort of like darker sections, but definitely, yeah, we're gonna once we have like the canyon shape, we can be a lot more exact with it, I think, or at least I'm gonna try to be. You first saw the potential of it from Dremel, but that was back in 1.17 before custom bombs were a thing. Ooh. And when they were doing it in 1.17, what they do? Did they just fully like apply a new texture to the skybox? Come on. I don't want it to look too. I don't know. Let's smoothen that out a bit on this backside. We'll bring this up a bit. I like that. Nice. I think it's coming together. Let's bring that up. If anybody here hasn't heard of it already, Dremel. It's a pretty insane project. It's basically just this massive open world RPG Minecraft adventure map made for vanilla Minecraft, and it's pretty sick. I started playing it recently, and there's just a ton of detail, and they have a pretty big team too, so they're just adding it. It's basically a whole game. it's basically an entire game, probably like between 50 to 100 hours of gameplay or something. I don't know, something crazy like that, depending on if you speedrun it or not, probably. But if you're looking for a project like that, do look it up. I believe it's spelled like that. Insane occurrences going on in the Dremel world. Nice. Okay. I like that. Is this too flat? A little bit. They were limited to what biomes could be in certain areas. All the custom skyboxes would work. Oh, yeah. I guess they were very exact with it, with placing which biome where. Yeah, we're a little lucky now. We can kind of I just make a new one, like Sunrise Canyon. There we go. If we go over there, we can go to Wolf Canyon or Wolf Valley. Nice. Okay. I think we need to widen this a bit, because we're gonna be putting like mounds on top of the walls, so we need it to be a little wider to build on top of. Yeah, let's do a bit of that. Slipador's got the vouch. Play Dremel, everybody. We're just gonna seal that off. We're just not gonna look at it. We're gonna pretend it doesn't exist. Extend tool, my beloved. There we go. Nice. Okay. Hey, water flow, welcome. Basically, working on a new area. And we're going crazy. We're using custom biome. And we're trying to bake the lighting into the canyon with the terracotta. But first, we're focusing on shaping it out. And then we're going to add some more colors after. We have a little river going down here. It's going to disappear into the wall. And then we have a whole little dry forest biome that we're going to be using our custom tree designs with. It's going to be great. Gonna be crazy. Alright, what should we do now? Let's start adding a little bit of like our like sand topping to the canyon here. Yeah, that's basically what the top of this is going to look like. We're going to kind of apply that to all the edges of our canyon here. We'll do a little rough pass here. Work in progress TM. Guys, it's going to get better, I swear. Yeah, just hold on. The absolute cope. Just kidding. It will get better. We're kind of just shaping it out a little bit. Gonna get an idea of what it's looking like. I think I do like that. Do I like that? No. I could have set up a mask. I was too lazy. There we go. Nice. I like... I think we want to add a larger mound right there where our little arch is happening. Slight, just a little bit. Let's shave that off though. I want it to be like that. Another little shave. Let's get down. There we go. Okay. I like it. What? Sometimes I go a little too wild, wiki wild, the texturing, so I kind of smoothen things out after. Nice, nice. You just hit the 50 unique skin mark on an AIM-MC. Let's go! Woo! That's big. That's... What's the story of this land? I guess technically you could say it's an alien planet. It's definitely not our Earth, but it's more supposed to be like a fantasy world. So it's not we're not really doing like sci-fi type stuff yet. But I guess every fantasy world could be in a way considered a little alien, right? Think of it Earth-ish. Earth-ish. Nice. I like that. Yeah, a lot of this this canyon has been inspired by places like the Grand Canyon, Havasu Falls. There's a lot of inspiration taken from like North American like biomes and stuff, which I think is cool. Not a lot of RPGs really take from American landscapes or inspirations. Some do, definitely. There are some good ones, but not a lot. Okay, I think we're getting some good shapes here. Nice. I feel like we've almost shaped out this entire little beginning section. Ooh, if anything, let's just bring that out more. Not overthink it. One more. There we go. And then we'll just have a little recess for the water to come out of. Like that. I like. Oh, cool. Yeah, later we'll make sure to add our foliage and whatnot to the top of our little canyon here. When's the next playtest? Ooh. I cannot give a date. I want to. I'll say that I'm aiming to have something, a new playtest playable. I'm aiming for the summer, but we'll see if we get there. We will see. There we go. Okay. Soon TM. Big old trademark logo on that TM. It's not too bad. Okay, let's keep shaping. We're gonna do something similar to this. The reason I cut out this little section here in these like hills is so that the sun could poke through. Or it could have somewhere to poke through when we're coming up this path. Because if it's all blocks there, we just can't see. Another reason to bring that down a bit. We don't want it to be fully visible. We want it to poke through a bit. Because the idea is it's going to obscure here. We're going to curve around this section. And then as we get over the top of whatever this sort of ledge thing is, we might make this like a tree or something. But just like a one-way wall that the player kind of gets over and jumps over. And then the sun hits. I think that'd be a good time to have some music even key in as well. So like, we're like, oh, we've seen bits of the sunrise, and then boom, we're gonna crest the wall, Music hits, boom. And we're in this completely unique biome. Hey, you like the editing, Blockmaster? Thanks, dude. Yeah, I feel like I've been able to find a bit of a working method, a working formula over the past, like, about a year. Like, if you go back even not that far, a bunch, the way I edit my videos is just very different from video to video. So it's definitely still a work in progress, but I'm glad you're enjoying them. I imagine the streams are a fair bit different. Coffee break. All right. Okay, let's kind of want to shape up this little section here. How do we want to do it? We use the smoothener. That's what they call me. What? Okay. Like that. We still want this to be inaccessible, so we'll break that a bit. May bring this up in some areas. Yeah, this is going to be more sand on top of terracotta. Oh, you know what? You know, it'd be cool is if like this kind of drooped off, and we have like a little sand pit here. That makes sense because we talked about like recessing the ground to sort of imply the river passing under. Might be a cool little detail. Bring that back a bit more. We have to be careful not to add like a jump. Any hints on the next feature that we're adding? Ooh, okay. Yeah, here. I've kind of ported this over. I don't even think this. Let's see. Something's gonna happen. Okay. So I poured this code over from another map, but I essentially am making a menu system. I still need to make it local to this map. We're going to make a menu. And I guess I'll just say it. This is going to be the, I guess, part of the introduction to the game. This is going to be a little tutorial-ish section. So we're going to have the menu transition from the menu and into this area where the player is going to be introduced to our little world. If you saw the Whiptide was like a little project I made for ACC 3 last year, about a bit over a year ago. We're going to be using the code from that to make our menu system. Basically what you can imagine is little floating holographic buttons that we're going to be interacting with. We're going to be doing a bit of that, but it's not ready, so can't really show. Yeah, it's going to have everything a menu really needs. It's going to be like credits, setup, settings, that sort of deal. And ACC 3 is ancient at this point, yeah. I haven't been participating in the newer ACCs. I've just been busy. Been doing stuff. Which is probably good. I would have probably used ACC to procrastinate this project. But I'm working on it. Oh, something I want to do. Let's get our teleport. Something I want to do with the menu is have it sort of pan and maybe have like accelerated time over our little Wolf Valley here. Set the proper time for this at least. Like the player just kind of floats here as like the menu holographic buttons pop up and they start interacting with them. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. I know you asked for a hint, but I feel like I've just kind of said it. I don't really mind. For the people that arrive to the streams, we're very much more forthcoming with what's going to be going down. I don't like how square that is. I need to do something about that. Why is that? That's so square. But then it's so thin. Okay, whatever. Brainworms. That's brainworms. Okay. Just gonna buffer that little shape a bit. Yeah, nice. I like that. Does adding that line block the sun too much? Oh yeah, we need to set it to our time here. No, that's fine. That is beautiful. Wall. Yeah, our little issue is that we don't really have terracotta walls to work with. I guess we could use red sandstone once this is all oranged up. So like, yeah, I guess we could do something like that. Like, it'll be helpful once we're on the coloring phase a bit more. Yeah, I like something like that. Hello, welcome to Bogged. We are debuilding our RPG. Yeah, stone pillars. They feel like a miss. Why don't we have stone pillars? Come on, what the heck? What the frick? Stone walls. I mean. Okay, I do like how this is going. How's everybody's Tuesdays doing? Are you playing the new Minecraft update? We talked about that a bit earlier. I think it's pretty cool. And before any of you ask, yes, we are using World Edit and Axiom. I'm not an Axiom pro, so I combine it. I'm set in with my ways a little bit. Yeah, andesite. This will eventually be like a painted terracotta, so I might end up using red sandstone wall or something. But yeah, we're definitely gonna try out the walls there. I do like the wall shaping. It is something I avoid with terraforming. I like to make sure that everything is full blocks because it creates this sort of detail creep, for lack of a better term, where if you start terraforming with slabs and stairs everywhere, it kind of looks a bit busy sometimes, but also you kind of just have to start doing that everywhere. So when we're making a big map with a lot of terrain, it just starts to look weird if you have a lot of walls and stairs and slabs in one section, and then over here it's just blocky. So it's sort of like, okay, we need to detail it shit ton just to make it cohesive, you know? I might still try it there though, because I want that to be a tad bit thinner. Oh, this axe is kind of a deep cut. This was from a map jam that my friend and I did like 3 years ago. There is a video on it. It's a very different type of video to what I make now, but we basically made like a Portal-inspired puzzle map, which is so generic. Like, everybody has made a Portal-inspired puzzle game or map. But the main mechanic was around setting your spawn point in different contexts. So we had color beds to denote the different contexts. But basically, your goal was to get to the other side of an area, but there would be like a wall here with a bed here, and you would set your spawn in that bed and then try to figure out a way to kill yourself so that you could spawn on the other side of the wall and progress the puzzle. Long story short, this was a texture pulled from that map. I like to yap here, if anybody hasn't noticed. But yeah, no, I'd just keep it around because I kind of like it. Why not? It's a little cool. In fact, I didn't even do this texture. This was the friend the duo partner that I did the map jam with. He's very good at pixel art. Okay, I'm just kind of flying back and forth to kind of assess. See where we still need some updates. Okay, that should just... No, it shouldn't, because then... If we connect it up, then we have to bring that out more. So let's do that and make it like a separate little, like, rock. Yeah. I love adding details no one will ever think about. It's fine. It's brainworms. Don't do this. Hey, you played it? Nice. Funnily, that was the first map jam I ever won. And then I haven't won a map jam since. It was like, I think it was the second ever map jam I participated in. I won it. And then I was like, oh, this is easy. It was not easy. I have not won a map jam since. There are a lot of good map makers out there. Dremel, play Dremel. Okay. Something I'm still figuring out is what I'm going to do with this area. I mentioned it's going to be like a little tutorial section, but I think what we're going to do is have like, or no, not Jesus. Okay. We're going to have our like rocks. I have like maybe like a little rock field. Oh, did I not fix the rock? Wait. What's wrong with that? I might not have fixed this tool, but basically we'll have our rocks here. So we'll want to incorporate granite. I also want to retexture these rocks. I hate these rocks. These rocks are terrible. Okay. I'll also say I don't really know exactly how I want to do this section. Does anybody recognize the music? This is from Avid, if you're familiar. Avid MC's album that he released, and it's good. advocate for the rocks respawning when you die. Yeah, I know during the playtest, there was definitely a soft lock, which I was kind of fine with, just because it wasn't the goal of the playtest. It's definitely a problem that is being addressed. Should I even say it? Whatever. I want to add a boomerang. So for the people that haven't been, around for the playtest or just haven't seen the previous few videos, we have these little rocks that help trigger interactables and interact with the stealth system. However, there's a hole in this design because some areas we have like falling trees where you you can like hit it to like progress, and sometimes it's useful for gating off areas, but we also want some sort of interactable tool, sort of like the rock, that can be used infinitely. And so my solution for that is going to be adding a boomerang. And so we need to do that eventually. That's another feature that's kind of like, I'm kind of scared of. But I'm sure it won't be too bad if we just do it. But yeah. Your favorite's cloudless? Ooh. I'm bad at remembering the song titles, and we might hit that soon, though. We're listening to Coming Home. See if I can put on cloudless, actually. Where is that? I don't see it immediately. Oh well, it's on shuffle. We'll get it, probably, maybe not. Let's build that up a bit. There we go. Very nice. Okay, nice. This has not been addressed. God says, you should have to punch the boomerang to not get hit by it, pinging the interactable in your location, maybe. Yeah, it's going to be tough to make sure it's, like, precise and, like, very, very just usable for the player. I'm still very much figuring out how I want to do that. I might hit up Hauziki. Hauziki is one of the developers on the Breath of the Wild Minecraft project, and he has a boomerang. So I might ask for help over there. But yeah. For now, I'm focusing on just building out content because I want to get moving and make sure we're just making the game. Because, I feel like we're making good progress. We have a lot of our main canyon built out. Because building is going to be a lot of the time we're spending. And I've kind of just decided to just crank on it. And then we'll code features that we need as we go. We have most of the... Why is that doing that every once in a while? Is it because it hit me? I think it hit me. Oh, yeah, if it hits me, that's it. That might be a bug. Whatever. And sidetrack. Build. What was I saying? Yeah, we're focusing on content. Because it's going to take a lot of time. And hopefully we can get a new playtest out by summertime. It's funny. I started new full-time work. in the past few months. And in a way, like I'm definitely more tired, but in a way I've been making more progress on the map because I have a better idea of like time management, I guess. Or rather, I'm just like thinking about it more. Hell yeah. Thanks for sticking around, Devon. You expect the Mezzaluna boomerang? Of course. Where's Asteroid Citratus, Gald? Where is it? Okay, don't rush, don't rush. Take your time. It's a cool project. If you guys don't know, Galdavir in chat there has a really cool Dungeons and Dragons project with fully custom content, both in game systems and lore. If you're into sort of sci-fi fantasy, Dungeons and Dragons, it's a whole ass like Dungeons and Dragons podcast he's got going with a bunch of cool custom rules and lore, and it's really well put together. You should check it out. Okay. We might as well paint this. You know what? We be smart. Yes, smart, yes. That's my smart sound. When I'm trying to be smart, I go, If I were smart, I would have been using a smaller brush. Oh. Yeah. Okay, good enough. Debug says, I'm making a map, but mine is an open world, which is a lot more work than somewhat linear, but it's actually really fun. I hope you don't mind me taking inspiration for your mechanics. No, go ahead. Definitely. I'm far from the first person to use similar mechanics. Some of the games I've taken inspiration from with what we've been doing here is things like Breath of the Wild, Dishonored. Yeah, Dishonored is probably the closest we have in terms of inspiration for our combat, like making use of stealth mechanics to get around and like solve puzzles and explore and all that. Story-wise and like some of the RPG execution, I've taken heavy inspiration from Disco Elysium, The Pale Beyond, and more narrative-driven RPGs. I've been writing it so the players can sort of have like branching paths and like sort of affect the characters in the story more. At least that's the hope. That's the goal. But yeah, definitely don't mind you pulling from this little project I've got going on. Okay. So what we might do for our little rock section is pull from our main canyon bit here. We have a little pattern where we have these spikes, these like dripstone and granite spikes. And if we want to sort of allude to that, we could do something similar. Yeah, let's do paint. Yeah, we'll just paint a little bit just so we remember. And maybe let's add a little shape here. My personal rule with Axiom is to make it not look like I'm using Axiom. Which is kind of hard sometimes, but I just have that little worm in my brain where it's like, that just looks like it was edited. You know, when you go on servers, you're like, oh, they definitely use World Edit, and it's like everything is made of spheres. It doesn't necessarily look bad, but it's like, it just kind of has that like idea in your head, and you're like, ah, shoot, I gotta make sure I don't do that. So like I try to add like blocks to the shapes that I make and stuff. And I think it helps. I think it helps make it look more natural. Like incorporate it with the other bits of the environment more manually. Also, I think this was supposed to be dripstone. Yeah, the base block is supposed to be dripstone, and we mix granite into it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it stops being like a world that you're in, and more of like, oh, this was like created, I guess. I understand for most people it's not like a big deal. It's probably something that you don't really have to worry about, but it's something I try to do. Let's try to make this come to a point more. We made it a little thick. That's what we do. But I think we emphasize the separation of the spike with the cliff. Yeah, like that. And then we'll just curve this around the connection. I like that. We're kind of just placing blocks. Let's do that same sort of separation here. I like that. It's definitely a weird shape, but I don't hate it. Like that. And then we'll do our normal, like, terracotta stuff. I feel like it's too open. Let's close this in a bit. Reset. That stone. So I want this just to be a little side section. Let's kind of build up the wall here. Oh, if anything, I wonder if... What if we had like a little arch here? That might be cool. Yeah, and it opens up a little bit. We can even drip down our little sand bits here. So let's raise this by like a block on the sides. Something like that. And then what's going to look like, it's just going to be like a little floofy bit of sand kind of resting on top of it. I like big. I like big. Debug says, I try to make it too axiomal, so not vanilla with subtle elevation changes and smooth rolling. Yeah, I feel like that's part of the fun bit of terraforming, right? In some ways, I much prefer terraforming to building houses. 'Cause I don't think there's... It's hard to get, like, to make, like, a terraform build that, like, looks totally wrong, I guess. Because as long as, like, the environment supports it, you can kind of just do anything. But if you build, like, a weird house, it's very obviously, like, a weird house, you know? I can kind of just place blocks when I'm terraforming. Do we do that? Yeah, I think women do. We're gonna have our little arch, but it's gonna, like, kind of connect up on this side more. We're gonna make it taller. Yeah, like we can emphasize that a bit more, make it higher. Did you know I've created actual Minecraft calcite economy by accident? No. Was that like on a server or what? Okay. So yeah, we want it to kind of look like it's rising out of it, if that makes sense. What I mean about calcite economy is one of my online friends wanted a farming game, but I have the money, so oh, I can buy it for you in exchange for calcite. Real life deals going on. This is the ideal way to play Minecraft. I mean, calcite is annoying to collect, so that is a fair, that's a decent currency right there. It's kind of like Doc with his sand. Okay, nice. It's not too bad. It adds a bit of character. It's nothing crazy, but I have a little section here. That's fun. All right. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, I need a coffee break. Okay. This tree, I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm definitely removing it. The worst mistake of my life is I only asked for 2 stacks, and they said, hey, I have a 4 double chest of it. And now calcite has the exchange rate of 6 calcite for €1. Nice. Oh, has anybody played Little Nightmares? Because the song that's going on right now is Melohe, the C418 disc, right? But it sounds so much like from Little Nightmares. I don't know. Anybody else see that? Just like the kind of like faint chanting from like a group of what sounds like younger singers. We want to bring that out more. Yeah, why not? And then get our fancy little extrude tool. Build out a little pillar here. Nice. You gotta go. 128 calcite converted. Oh, the current song is Where You Go by Avid MC. Nice. Cool shape going on. Time is it? 12:40. Been going for about an hour and a half. Okay. We're not ending very soon, but I'd say we're about halfway. Maybe a bit over that. Let's see. What do we want to do before, or make sure we do before the end of the stream? I think up to this point, we want to make sure the shape is all finished out. Let's get our rock tool again. Or what did we use? Did we use rock tool? I think we did. Nope. Yeah, that seems right. Let's kick up our cliffs. That's what we do. So this is like the desert section on top of our canyon, is sort of the idea. Okay. Now we could probably even mix in some of our custom grass as well to the top, but we'll do that in a bit later. Focusing on sheep. And then we paint afterwards. I think it'd be cool if the sand sort of sloped on this side. Yeah, I like that. And we do the opposite on this side. Nice, nice. We also need to figure out what sort of barrier we want here for the player to kind of crest over. I was thinking a tree or boulder. Who knows? Like if we just had a bit of this going on. Some kind of large log. Actually, let's also... You guys hear that? We have 13 planned. Yeah, we're skipping that. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Debugged. Get some sleep. We also want to make sure we show how the tree got there. So I'll probably put like a big old stump. We'll probably have like a big stump here. That looks like it kind of cracked off. It's gonna be a weird thing to get right here. I guess we could use Axiom to get like that angle making sense. Let's see what we can do with that at first. What time is it for me? It is the afternoon. But I will say, nobody should be putting their times in the chat. That is... Let's practice some internet safety. This is a big tree. Gonna kind of cake it into the cliff here. Like it's been there for a bit, that like sand is kind of getting in it, but not too long that it hasn't been like completely decayed or buried. Kind of like that. We'll probably also want to make this like stump a bit bigger to look like it actually is that tree. Something like that. It's not even hard to tell if I even like this yet. It's alright. Trees are always just falling over. In this map, I mean. Maybe it'd help if we had like more tree bits kind of lying around here. Or no, not too much, because this is like the log bit, right? There wouldn't be a bunch of branches hanging that low, I think. I think I also don't like it being all spread at the top, because a lot of our custom trees around here are going to be sort of pointed desert-like pine trees. So it wouldn't be even like this. So it'd be more long and thinner. So I started making like an oak tree. I think that'd be incorrect. Yeah, let's do something like this. Is a player going to be in adventure mode? Yep. Fully adventure mode. That's the goal. In terms of texturing, we're probably going to mix in some tuff as well, like our custom trees over here. This would be like... something like that. Funny thing is, we also want to make sure they can't get on top of that cliff, because they're going to be like jumping over the log, but we don't want the player to get up here. So we need to take some precautions. And people are way better at parkour than I give them credit for, so I need to make sure I'm using my noggin here. Yeah, that's like impossible, right? I need to make sure I'm not using myself as the reference for what jumps are possible. It is not going to work out well, as I've learned from the playtest. Pile of individual boulders. Plus areas can have dense foliage, but they don't have leaves, so it looks sparser than it is. Yeah, that's one of the things I want to do. So like I'll probably have like little bushes like this, kind of bit everywhere using mangrove roots. A lot of my trees are going to be leafless. I put together these bushes. I'll probably use them very sparingly and maybe with a custom leaf color. Yeah. Gonna avoid the leafy foliage where I can. I think as far as what we have so far, we technically don't even really have mountains. We're basically down into the canyon. And so maybe once I start doing mountains, we'll have more of that boulder technique. But I haven't really decided what I want to do for mountains for this map yet. It's like this weird perspective thing where we're kind of in, there's like a bunch of cliffs around, but technically in the story of our world here, we're at like surface level, like at this section at the top of the canyon, I guess. And then mountains would be even higher than this, right? If I'm making sense. Nice. I like. Then you drop off. Something like that. The bloom yellow flowers. Ooh. That sounds pretty cool. I haven't used... It's probably evident a lot of color, which is why I'm glad I've been doing like these experiments lately. Because when making like a biome like this, it can be a little hard, I guess, to add color and have it feel right. And like diverse and interesting, right? Because we're basically building like a desert canyon. But if we want it to be like a fun world to explore, we still want like vibrant colors wherever you can. Part of why we have our little sunrise going. I'm hoping it's turning out well. Okay, I like that. I like that. That feels pretty decent. Oh no, what am I doing? This needs to be built up. Okay. Notice we got a bunch of new people filtering in. Welcome, welcome. I haven't done my spiel in a bit, so I'll say it again. We're working on a new area for the RPG project. Most of the game's content will be in the main canyon. This is just a little admin teleport command I have to kind of navigate. But we're working on what I've informally called Sunrise Canyon, where we have a custom biome, adding a custom colored sky, among other things like water and grass. And we're making a cool little area here that's going to contribute towards the intro and tutorial section of the game. Uncolorfully busy. Yeah, just a bunch of stuff. Little rocks everywhere, little nubs. Sand. I'm preaching to the choir here. Yeah, I think we're making good progress. We basically have been texturing all these different cliff faces, or not texturing, shaping, and before we start like painting with actual colors and blocks yet. But the goal is to just sort of bake the color of the lighting into the canyon eventually, once we have our shape established. It's not something I've done a lot of, but I felt it's going to be a cool addition to our little map here. I think it's turned out pretty well. Eventually, we're going to have like a little lake house right here that we need to do. I need to design a lake house. Baby steps, baby steps. We need a bit of that. This is going to be a little log bridge. Let's move that over. We'll add some details to that later, but just so we remember. Nice. I like. Oh yeah, we didn't. Let's go ahead and do this. We had a little spike here earlier. We want little bits of granite kind of poking in through it. Nope. Oh, we got no updates on. One of the reasons I like streaming is it kind of just forces me to make creative decisions. You guys ever have that thing where you're just kind of staring at it and like your creative project could be anything, but when it can be anything, it's just like you don't work on it and you're like, oh, it exists in this tiny little space in my head where it's perfect. But when I'm on stream, I need to like actually put something down instead of just stewing in it. We're getting things done. Okay. Yeah, eventually all this stone, we're going to texture to different kinds of little terracotta. until we get to our forest here. So one of the sections we haven't really messed with is this right here. Let's extend our little sand. Little bits of sand here. Eventually this can just like open up. It's like a big old plain. It's gonna look great. Shit. I didn't even want that there anyway. Man. Just kind of slope that down a bit. Not too bad. Coffee. It's funny you say that, Curb, because we had something like that during the playtest. We had a little section over here where once you got up the pitcher vine, if you walked over this way, little fun little thing. Looking Gouda? You're looking Gouda. Yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. Yeah, with this map, I definitely won't mind if, like, people are, like, speed running and, like, breaking it. I feel like that's part of the fun. When I was first developing True Survival, some of you may know my, like, main survival data pack that I occasionally maintain still. I had a little speedrun timer thing going on the website. It was very short-lived, but I was trying to encourage people to do like little things, like first to get a diamond pickaxe within the new survival rules and whatnot, and that was fun. Stop. Okay. I feel like it'd be cool if, when this map fully releases, to apply for like a speedrun.com section. Oh, that'd be awesome, actually. Because the goal is definitely not to speedrun, but for the people that do, I feel like it'd be cool to see. Oh, look at that. Yes! Like plankton. I don't know. Why did I sound like plankton? Yes! I have the Krabby Patty formula. No. Alright. Focus. Place blocks. I'm sort of slowing down here because I haven't tried to start texturing the wall yet, and I'm running out of things to shape. You'd spearrun the hell out of this? Oh, hell yeah. I know for a fact there are going to be people that are just kicking my ass in the speedrun timers. during the playtest, people were just inventing new jumps that I'd never even heard of. Like, I didn't know you could make that jump. That's not possible. That's not real. Okay. Yeah, we're getting to the edge here where we start our forest. That's good. That's good. Let's get our eyes on some water. Did we change the color yet? No. Do we want to? Maybe. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out. Have you heard C418 worked on music for a game by the developer behind the Stanley Parable? Oh, yeah. There's that new tea game about a tea shop. That just released, yeah? I think I have that on my wish list. I definitely want to play that. The 5-block jump. Yeah, that I've always been a big fan of Stanley Parable. That's one of the games I was very inspired by when making this, actually. I remember playing it when I was in high school, maybe even junior high, shit, and thinking, oh, games can actually be really interesting and have like cool writing. I was like, oh my god, that was like a revelation. Oh god, I'm in the just not do anything phase of my brain. Okay, lock in. What are we doing? Okay. Finish shaping on this side. We'll do that. This, we still need a shape. Yeah, we still need to shape that. Let's curve this in. This looks very straight. Come on. There we go. Very nice. Let's use the handy dandy extrude. Build that up a bit. Does that obstruct our sunrise view, actually? Let's double check. No, it doesn't. Very good. Oh, shoot. We have a fair bit of people hopping in. Hey! Welcome to the stream, everybody. We be building. Making progress. Oh my god. Who does that? Who makes progress on their 3-year-long project? Ridiculous. I won't do the full spiel. Basically, we're making a place I've informally called Sunrise Canyon for our little tutorial, our little intro section of our map. Most of our map is going to be in one continuous area. This is our first, like, sort of instanced area that we're going to be teleporting to and from. It'll be pretty cool. Pretty proud of how it's coming along. We're making use of custom biomes, a bunch of cool little building tech. Do I like that? Yeah, that's nice. Big. Basically, all this stone is going to be replaced with different shades of terracotta once we're done shaping. I think we bring this out a tad, separate it from the rocky bits. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Also don't want any floating sand. That'd be bad because it looks weird. Even if we can like freeze the sand, it's just unnatural. There needs to be something supporting it. Okay. Nice, nice. I think do we want to bring that lower? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, okay. I feel like we're almost done shaping this section. And then I actually have to make some texturing decisions. The horror. I keep doing that. We need that to be too tall. Okay. Do we want to do anything special with our river here? We could just do the fancy little fade to dark technique, where water kind of just comes out of it. Look at that. Yeah, that's probably fine, right? Yeah, okay. I guess we could start doing a little bit of texturing. Just a little bit. Like, what if we just started with... We could replace all the stone in this section with orange terracotta. Paint. Tool mass. Edit. Block equals stone. We have to keep that open. Then we do like that. Nice. Okay. And if we hate it, we change it. Yeah, nice. This way we can just kind of paint without too much of a worry. We just want this to be not stone, I think, and then we'll actually bake the lighting in after. So we can start getting an idea of what the area is going to look like. Yeah, it's definitely too orange, but we're going to fix that. So yeah, we'll... At the darker sections, get a bit red. Like this. And we'll transition that a bit from pink. I think I do. That's cool. This is cool. Let's make that a bit cleaner. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. Devon doing stuff with color? What? Meanwhile, the artists in chat are like, what is he doing? Somebody stop him. It snowed. Ah! Ah! Okay. Is the idea is we're gonna basically freeze time. We're gonna freeze the daytime with the sunrise coming this way. So we're gonna kind of try to bake in some directional lighting for fun, like that. Okay. We'll definitely use the red. And after red, I think we had brown and black. Let's put that in order, actually. Oh, wait. What am I doing? Reset. Because I want orange first, pink second, red, brown, black. Okay. He's insane! Somebody stop him. I think we want this to be a bit dark. So let's make sure it doesn't transition too fast. How does light work? That's what you want to hear. And let's get the orange coming down. It is too crazy. I don't know. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna sit on it, see how we feel. Let's curve that in a bit more. You have ideas for a thing. You know, when sand stays in the air when not updated, what if it was akin to an intended mechanic? I mentioned like donut blocks in Mario, it crumbles from the weight. Oh yeah, like a little falling block type deal. I've had a similar idea for like a decayed bridge, like a rickety old bridge where if you walk on it, it sort of crumbles away. Definitely not opposed. That'd be pretty cool. Now let's get orange kind of up front. I don't think that's looking too bad. Okay. Because the idea is that the light is just like so crazy that it's changing from this color, which is going to be the normal section of our map, like the normal terracotta color. But yeah, I think it's looking cool. I think it's looking cool. We can build like a lake here and a house. Oh, so much to do, but we're making progress. Oh, I don't like all this Let's close that in a bit. Yeah, nice. Okay. All this definitely needs to be orange. Oh, if you guys hear this song, it's like a metal jeez, words. A metal like guitar instrumental. It's by Azuma Void, which y'all might know from like Hermitcraft. He posts occasionally on Bandcamp, which is pretty cool. This is his album, I believe it's called Soulside Eclipse. Let's get more of this just orange. And we'll shade it after. Nice. Should this all just be pink, actually? So it's like, I guess a lot of it should. Maybe not all of it. It's like the light is coming down from this way. So it should kind of trickle over the side a bit, right? But we should emphasize that more here. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm just kind of flying through, seeing how it feels. Alright, let's get rid of this water. I think we want to make the riverbed exist. In other similar sections, we've used mostly granite, so we're probably going to do the same. Because the idea is that there's not a lot of just like regular stone kind of running around. And under all the clay and terracotta is like granite. So the water kind of washes it out and reveals like the stony bits underneath. Right, granite-y bits underneath. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Why not? Go to painter. We use our noggin. Oh, let's add a mask. Let's add a mask. Tool mask, edit. Oh, is it already masked? Oh yeah, we still have our mask from earlier. It's like all weird and on the side for some reason. I guess we could... Or block equals sandstone? There we go. Still not the best with Axiom. Do that. Nice, nice. We'll probably like cake some granite up the sides of the walls as well. Kind of like that. Nice. What time is it? 1:30. Oh my god. I've been going for 2 hours and 15 minutos. Okay. Let's get our granite in. And I think afterwards we're gonna start wrapping it up. Get your questions in while you can. We'll say probably less than 10 minutes left. I think we've made a lot of good progress here. I'm quite pleased. Except that, I need to edit that back. I need space there. Nice. Beautiful. Cool, 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 cool. Then, oh. Let's do a bit of that. We might as well get our water down. Very nice, and then we can just go ahead and hit it with our flood tool here. Water, delete the mask, let me bring it up to that level. Come out of here. Oh. I'm kind of in love with that. Not that. Let's tweak this a bit. Just a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This should be more clearly orange. So let's bring the shading downwards, I guess. There we go. You know what? Let's do one last walkthrough. Kind of reveal. It's kind of weird, kind of crazy, but I think we've done good work here. And then we're gonna reveal over the log and into our forest. Okay. I'll probably want to edit the watercolor here before we call it done. Done. But yeah, I think it's looking good. Alrighty, I think we're about ready to wrap it up here. We've been going for almost 3 hours. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. Yeah, this was a fun stream. I hope to do it again soon. You know, if you've been here a while, you know that I'm not the most consistent with streams, but we try to do it at least once in between each video. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.